Hey, what's up, everybody? Chief here. Thanks for dropping by the podcast today, and a happy Easter to those of you that celebrate. Thank you for taking the time out and hanging out with us for the podcast. See quite a few already here waiting. What's up, Archangel? Some Russian name I can't say. What's up, Robbie? Away? TJ? Mixfant, Yvonne, Grizz, American Monster, Alien Ant, Gizmo, Gentle. Another name I can't say from who knows where. Yeah, I'm bad at some of these names, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I hope that you guys are all healthy and safe wherever you are in the world, and tuning in here to share your opinions maybe on some of this stuff that's going on in War Robots. Some of the topics for today's podcast is going to be the Silver and Honor changes that went live for everybody here this past week. The current event and operation are both coming to an end within the next few hours, I think, for the operation, and I think one more day for the event. So we'll kind of go over a little bit of a recap or review on those, kind of tell you what we liked, what we might not have liked, and go a little bit into some of the things that were discussed on the last dev stream. And I do have Islander here with me, so for those of you that are new to the podcast in general, please be sure to participate. The more you participate, the better this is for everybody. This podcast is kind of here for you to not just listen to my opinion or Islander's opinion, but so you can share your opinion with us and hopefully with anybody else that might be watching or listening. And a quick plug there for the giveaway that Islander and myself are doing this month. I believe Islander has 2 giveaway videos up already on his channel, so stop by and subscribe there, hit up those giveaway videos and enter for those giveaways if you haven't already. And I have 1 video giveaway up on my channel so far, and I will be releasing another one later on this week, and then here towards the end of the month, Islander and myself will both be putting together a joint giveaway here on one of the podcasts. So make sure you guys are subscribed and participating for that. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring Islander into the conversation here, and we'll get things rolling. Hey, what's up, Eddie? How you doing?
Hey, Chief, how the hell are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Just enjoying a fairly warm Easter Sunday with my family.
Yeah, it is pretty warm. We went out and did a little bit of driving around. Didn't see a whole lot of people really doing the Easter thing, but maybe they're doing it in their backyard or something. I know some families were trying to want to do Easter, but they're being real strict on this whole how many people can get together and so on.
Right, yeah. It's kind of a different way of doing it, I guess, especially here in my family, because usually I've got like a bunch of family that comes over to our house for Easter, and we couldn't do that this year, and hell, we couldn't even do eggs. I mean, haven't had eggs at the grocery store for like 2 weeks now, so it's kind of crazy to have Easter with no eggs, but we managed.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did throw a reminder out there for the giveaway that we're doing this month. Told them all to stop by and subscribe. I do believe you've released 2 giveaway videos already on your channel.
Yeah, I've done 2 already, guys. There's 2. First and foremost, happy Easter, everybody. Hope everybody's having a hell of a Sunday. All right. But yeah, I already posted up 2 giveaways. All right, that's 50 atomizers for each giveaway, so that's a total of 100. And don't forget, guys, that in 1 week or a few more days, all right, I'm not sure exactly what day it's going to fall on, but the last podcast of the month, we will be giving away an extra 100 between Chief and myself. So y'all make sure you stay tuned And definitely make sure that you're here. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit Chief up with a like and a little bit of love, and come by for all that good stuff.
Right. And I've only done one so far, like I said, on my channel. I'm going to be dropping another one here this week, so keep your eyes out for that one. But for the topics for today's podcast, we're going to be going over silver and honor changes that went live to everybody this past week. Kind of doing a little review or recap on the event and operation, which are both coming to an end, and kind of talking a little bit about the dev stream. And I guess we could just start off with the dev stream, because honestly, in my opinion, that's going to be the least to talk about. Unlike most dev streams, there really wasn't much put out on that. Unless I missed something, other than Warlock is playing War Robots again. I guess he used to be a YouTuber back in the day. He's been gone for a few years. He's coming back. So
yeah, that's Warlock from the Center Beacon.
Right.
Some of y'all might know him. Some of y'all might not know him. He was pretty active back in the day. That he took a time out for a while, okay? But he is back now, and he is still an influencer. So you may see Mr. videos popping up from him here and there. Pretty good guy. He's pretty vocal. They did talk a little bit on the dev stream about some different things. Of course, they talked about the economy a little bit. But one thing that I did catch out of that dev stream, that they were supposed to be in the next operations, or other than the operations, there was the operations and something else that we're supposed to start seeing a little platinum come in.
Right. So yeah, that was one of the things that they did mention was the next operation, looking at including some kind of a platinum. I don't know if it's going to be just like 5 platinum for 100 tokens or something, but it's definitely a welcome change. And they mentioned that there will be a limited edition Blitz, which I think most everybody already knew, because there was some leaked photos going around, but they did confirm that was real, and it is on its way. And then I think the only other thing that I recall them going over was the cryo weapons will be hitting the workshop here in the next couple of days, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy to see that as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing. The fact that the cryo weapons are finally going to be coming to Workshop 2.0, and those that don't have them yet can actually start building them up and getting them in your hangars. Upgrade as you go. Keep it slow, keep it real. Try to use your videos instead of if you want to speed it up, use your videos. Don't spend any gold. Gold is no longer required to speed things up unless you're doing a massive upgrade deal on like a 25% discount weekend. Other than that, save your gold, guys, and use your video ads. But yeah, cryo weapons are coming to 2.0, and it's good to see them come here. Everybody's gonna get a chance to get some of their hangers.
Yeah, so I know I've been sitting on like a few components for my second cryo, and just no luck on the event. But yeah, hopefully I'll at least be able to get it built. Now the tomorrow, I do believe, or maybe starting tonight, I'm not sure what the actual time frame is, but going to be putting the second version of the daily components in the game. The daily task that they brought in, where you can your first win of the game or of the day, you win 600 components. I think right now it's the Rhyme, but I guess the 20 days is up on that, so it's going to be shifting over. I don't know if it's going to be the Cryo next or the Glacier, but we will be getting another one for another 20 days. So
it is the Cryo, and I already got my Cryo ones for this morning. So that was the first one I saw that when I logged in. What I did also notice, and I'm not sure if this is something new, but I noticed that there was 4 daily tasks for gold instead of 2. Every day we get those 2, and you're allowed to get 40 gold extra a day in those 220s. Well, this morning I woke up and there was 4 total tasks, which would be a total of 80 gold.
for
Oh,
the
just kind of
actual
curious if
daily
anybody else out
tasks.
there on Android, did y'all see the same thing?
Excuse my dog if you can hear him in the background there.
That's all right. I got a new doggy of my own. We just picked up that husky I was telling you about.
Yeah. Dogs are great to have around, and I know that there's actually been quite a few places that are like the adoption places are literally running out of dogs because with everybody being quarantined at home, I guess they all decided, hey, I can't buy toilet paper, I might as well go buy a dog. So
Little companionship out there.
but yeah, no, I mean it's a good thing overall. Get some taken care of into a good home. Yeah, I don't know about the more than 2 on the daily tasks. I know that if you don't complete them one day, then you end up with 4. But I don't see any extras that I have, so maybe some other folks in chat might be able to confirm that change. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a little new to me. It's because it's always been 2. But since I already got the cryos this morning, maybe I'm not sure why we'd be having updates or upgrades or things coming in at different times from Android and Amazon. I mean, Android and iOS, since we're all pretty much on the same server now.
Well, I
So,
was
not
just
sure.
looking. Apparently, we do have the cryo weapons on my account.
Okay.
I haven't played yet today, so usually Sundays is kind of like my no play day. Spend time with the family mostly.
Right.
But so, did you end up winning those atomizers you were hoping for?
I got 3 of them. I did get 3 of them, and real happy about that. I'm not gonna spend any more money on the event. I've been buying the little $2 deals here and there, and a couple of $10 deals, and that was about it. So since I picked up my 3rd atomizer with that other deal, then I'm pretty much done with this event. It came up right about on the 50% discount time. But if I'm gonna drop any money for anything like that, I'm not gonna spend $100 on an event. If I'm gonna spend $100, it would definitely be on platinum, or $50 or anything. It would be on platinum to try and get a little bit more in the bank. So when that new time drops, we know what we're gonna do with it.
Right. And, personally, I haven't bought any of the tokens for this event because, well, for a couple of reasons, but mainly I was going to wait for the 50% off deal. And this time they changed things up on us. Usually, based on past events, they would drop a 50% offer somewhere in the middle for a day or two, and then again at the end. This time, though, there were no 50% offers at all up until today, and then it was only on the $100. The other ones were, they were close to 50% off, but not quite there, and at least for me, and I imagine it's the same for everybody, it was only on the $10, $25, and $100. What happened to the $50? So, I might have considered, if they had the 50% off on the $50, but honestly, for me personally, not, yeah. I don't need anything in there that bad that it's worth dropping $100 on. I've dropped $100 on past events, and even more than that on a couple of them. But with the way this last event was set up, at first I was pretty excited to see a lot of the new prizes in there. Things like the modules. I thought that was great.
Yeah, me too.
But all of those components just killed it. Made it really just not worth, or at least not desirable for me to spend cash on, because I didn't want to spend cash and just get flooded with a bunch of components, which I kind of, I was just using my free rolls to kind of feel it out and see how frequently I was getting components. And I was getting components a whole hell of a lot more than I was even getting power cells. So that was kind of disappointing to me. So hopefully they will just stop with the whole component thing. I can see the components on some like brand new weapon or brand new robot maybe, but even then it's kind of questionable as far as whether or not it's a good deal. Um, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I'll tell you what, the Nightingales have been coming out plentiful. I think between there and the black market, I've already won like four of them. I have one that I'm semi upgrading here and there, but I still don't have it upgraded. It's a very awesome bot to have. It is very good for team play. But what the hell am I going to do with 4 or 5 Nightingales? So that one's been coming up plentiful, and I went ahead and sold off the other 4 just for the silver because I didn't. There's no way I'll ever get around to upgrading them. But the whole deal on the components, I think components have already run their course, and if you're going to get components anywhere, they should be in Workshop 2.0. If you want to build something, you can do it there and do it through components. But as far as doing components on the giveaways, yeah, that part needs to subside already, I think.
well, and the fact that most of those components were for robots and weapons that were in the previous 1, 2, maybe even 3 events, at least the last 2 events. So having them in here again, just kind of, I don't know, didn't make it very attractive to me. But let me see, Duran True King. Most of y'all know Michael. Anyway, yeah, he posted in chat that he's gotten a lot of stuff in the event, and that is true. He dropped like $500 to make a video. So if y'all are interested in watching like a massive chest opening video, stop by Duran True King's YouTube channel. He's got it on there between keys and the event tokens. He dropped quite a bit of cash to open a ton of them up, but I don't know if it is totally worth it to do that. But it was an entertaining video nonetheless. So, and he says that his wife and he's got his wife listening to the podcast. So, hello, Mrs. Michael Duran True King. But
got Lee Gamer there. You got Kimmy Lee. What's going on, guys? Boss Lady. Hello to everybody. I know you guys have been saying hello and hi, and I know we don't respond to the hellos and highs very often, guys, but we do read every comment that comes in the comment section. So just hello to everybody that's been saying hi.
And American Monster, I've seen a couple of people already asking about the upgrade overdrive. There's no specific date on it, but they put out, not on this dev stream, but the one previously, that there is one planned, and they just said in a few weeks. So no specific time was given, so we don't know anything more than you guys do, but I fully expect it will probably be within the next 2 weeks, because I expect the next update to drop and the anniversary event to kick off in the next 2 weeks. So
yeah, I'm kind of guessing maybe that will happen in between now and that anniversary event. We should hopefully be seeing the new weapons and the new Titan come in for the anniversary event. So generally they do that giveaway. In the past we've had it in between the events. So if you're interested in that Nucleon or even the smaller one, make sure you save a little bit of silver. If you're going to be wanting to upgrade that one, because you go through and burn all your silver, you're going to be on the low end when those other deals come out.
Yep, and that's kind of something that they might do on purpose, try and clear out everybody from hoarding their silver right before they drop a bunch of new stuff, just so you don't have any silver to upgrade it. But
Z3K101 is asking when they're going to release the Titan and the weapons. We're kind of predicting they're going to come out with 6.0 Z3.
Yeah, I believe that the devs did say that they were going to be bringing those live with 6.0. The only thing that I believe they were going to push back out of 6.0 and move to 6.1 is the new factory map. for whatever reason, even though it looks pretty well finished on the test server. They say it's not quite ready for going to the live server, so we'll see. But
yeah, did you get on the test server this weekend, Chief?
I haven't. I've been super busy. Man, I was doing a live stream. You would have been laughing. My last live stream on Friday night. Logged in, and man, I was just having some issues with my computer and YouTube, and then my audio. I sounded like a damn chipmunk for like the first 20 minutes, and I couldn't figure it out. Never did get my game sounds to show up. But anyway, so I had to troubleshoot all of that stuff all day yesterday, and finally gave in and said, screw it, I'm done trying to stream using an Apple Mac, and ordered myself a whole bunch of components to build myself a brand new computer. So
did the components route, huh?
Yeah, just gonna build it myself. I used to build computers like 20 years ago, but haven't built any since then, so figured I'd give it a try.
Sounds good.
AD says he played on the test server. I know I saw a couple of videos posted here from the test server today, but haven't really had much chance to get too much into watching them. But so I can't really talk too much about any adjustments that may or may not have been made to the Nodens and the Cyclone weapon. But hopefully,
yeah, I made a video. I haven't posted it up yet. I'll probably be releasing it later on tonight. But just pretty much testing out all the different weapons on the Nodens. So I kind of bypassed a lot of the gameplay and just more went straight to the Titan play. I still went the straight games through. I didn't pick out any game in particular that I wanted to test out. I just wanted to test out all the different weapons to see, other than the Cyclones, which ones would kind of be viable for it. So that video will be coming out later on today.
Cool. But yeah, so I can't really speak too much about it. But feel free to, I'm sure AD will be releasing a video as well. He says that it's still very strong, so not sure how much input they are actually going to take from us. I think they, this might be one of those situations where they've kind of made up their mind on what they're going to release and how they want it to be, and that's just what we're going to get. But of course, we never know until it comes to the live server for sure. But anyway, so how about the next operation? I imagine that's probably going to be starting within the next couple of weeks as well. I haven't seen any leaks. Have you seen any leaks other than the
name was the only thing that I had heard. I don't know, something about Iron Phoenix or Dark Phoenix or something to that nature. Something having to do with the word Phoenix. So that's the only little bit that I caught. Of course, I did, from the dev stream, we heard about the Platinum and, of course, the Blitz coming around. But I've heard talk, and there was something going around. I didn't actually see the picture, but something about an Ivory Ravana. Did you hear anything about that? Or has anybody out there heard anything about an Ivory Ravana?
Man, I'm trying to remember. I think I remember hearing about that actually on the dev stream, and they just said, yes, there is an Ivory Ravana, but they didn't give any specific information. I wonder if they're going to drop two limited edition bots on the next one. Maybe since it's going to be going on during the anniversary.
They could, just trying to make it a little bit juicier for it. So we have to wait and see. I mean, we've had two special editions of bots in a giveaway before and in operations before, so it's not completely out of realm that they would do something like that. Right.
Now, it could too also be a legendary skin. You never know. I know the Blitz was not a paint job, so but the Ivory Ravana very well could be
a paint job. That's true.
But yeah, that'd be interesting though. maybe they will do something kind of cool and exciting for the next operation. Maybe like load it up with a ton of silver. That would be nice. Like more silver than the last ones. But no, I mean, this last operation, I wasn't too disappointed in it. I think I pretty much got everything I wanted out of it, and I didn't finish it. I didn't really grind enough to get all the way up to level 100. But they did make some good changes in the last operation. You know, they did include at least some prizes or rewards after level 80 on the free track, and they did drop the free robot down to level 60, right?
Right.
So, you know, those changes were definitely kind of welcome and nice to see come along. Hopefully they continue with you know, something similar to that in the future operations, because I don't think it's really fair for the grinders or the free players to just have nothing to look forward to after level 80. So even though it wasn't like great prizes, it was still something. It was better than nothing at all. So
right,
I would call that progress. And yeah.
Well, I saw a mixed video today where he finally got to the end of the operations right at the last minute too. He wrote it all. He grinded it out. He said he'd probably never do it again. But as a free-to-play player and be able to grind through all the operations and get the prizes, I guess he went ahead and dropped a little bit of coin. But that's a lot of grinding. So Mix, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. Now they did mention that with the recent changes to Honor, which we'll get into more in a minute. But they will be making adjustments for that, or for the lower rate of honor gain on the next operation. So that's kind of a good thing, I suppose, that they're, you know, at least thinking ahead as far as you know, some of these events and different tasks that we get that do require honor points. And they do realize that for quite a few people, they did end up lowering the overall honor point gain. So I think that's a positive sign that they're at least thinking ahead, instead of waiting for everybody in the community to just kind of lose it and freak out on them. Hey, thanks, Marcio.
Marcio with the 2 bows. Thank you, brother. Greatly appreciate it. Talking about honor, let's go ahead and start dipping into the silver a little bit, because this is
You sure you want to go
topic that, I think we should cover it, Chief. Man, y'all, the chat try not to be too toxic on this one, but you know, we did get the new honor system and the new silver payout, and they did say when they released it that they were going to be monitoring it and see how it performs. Now, I'm not sure when they released it or what they were thinking or who was thinking or what they had in mind, but it did not improve the economy at all for a lot of people. I mean, for some of us, the economy still seemed to be kind of stable in solo play, all right? But when I jumped over to some team play, I could instantly see what everybody was upset about. You know, generating 3.2 million in a match and coming out with 500,000 silver. It's like, yeah, this is where the complaints are at. This is what everybody's upset about. You know, different mods have different payouts, so you can just go to the mod that you want and hopefully get that video ad to help you out. But all in all, you know, I believe they are going to be taking a look at it again. Hopefully make some adjustments to it, because the economy was already bad. The silver payout was already bad. All right, now it's even worse than it was before. You know, for a lot of people. For me, myself, generally speaking, that play free for all, I didn't see very much change in it at all in the mod that I normally play. It was actually pretty much the same. Maybe a little bit less here and there, but video ads would counter it off. So I was still generating anywhere between 1.5 all the way up to almost 3 million a match, depending if I got a video ad or not. So, and other than that, I mean, a lot of people were very upset about it. And once I played the team play, I could definitely see why everybody was upset about it.
Well, before I really comment myself, I first want to apologize to all of the viewers because over the course of several of these podcasts, I kind of presented the change to the silver and basing it on honor, using the information that they had given us at the time, and presented it to you as it going to be a positive thing for most players. And at the time, with the information that we had, it would have been. Had they not lowered the amount of honor given for the different tasks, and had the repair costs not just vanished into thin air. Pixonic, by the way, if you're listening, you promised that we wouldn't be paying for repair costs anymore. So where did my silver go? Yeah, so given the information that we had at the time, everybody, maybe not everybody, but most people would have seen a pretty sizable increase in silver payout. And that was before them even adding new honor tasks for gaining silver within the matches. So when this hit, personally, I guess I took it a little more negative than maybe I should have, because I took it personal, because I had told you all that this would be a good thing, and it wasn't. I mean, let's be real. It sucks. It is hurting the economy more than it's helping it. And some people will say, well, we got to look at the big picture. Maybe there's another change coming that we don't know about. And that's true. Pixonic does like to make changes based on things they're going to do in 6 months. Unfortunately, they don't tell anybody about these things. And we're just stuck here suffering for 6 months until they finally change it. So when this change first happened, I very bluntly gave my feedback to Pixonic and the developers. Maybe I could have been a little more professional in my wording, but I was a sailor for 20 years, or almost 20 years anyway. I'm not good at sugarcoating things, and anyway, this sucks. And you're right, Islander. If you're playing free for all, it's not that bad. If you're winning in free for all, if you're playing a team game, it absolutely sucks. Even for me, who runs a balanced hangar with a tank, a healer, a beacon grabber, and I do good damage. Yet, even with VIP, it's a really rare time that I break 800,000 silver in a match. And that's with top damage, top healing, getting a bunch of beacons. So it's total trash. I feel really bad for the players that don't have, leveled up stuff to be in the top 3 categories for all of those honor points, because they're getting a handful of silver at most. And I personally feel very, very bad for them.
So. And I could tell you they're running premium and a silver booster. Okay, I was barely, if scratching the surface of 1 million, but I was generally in the range of 500,000 to 900,000 in there. So it wasn't, even with the premium and a silver booster, the payout was nowhere close to what it should have been, running in squad or team play. It was really, really bad. and that was going out there and doing the beacon running, and can't say much on healing because I don't do much healing. I don't run healers, but everything else that required honor, I was out, made sure that I was out there doing. I was getting multiple kills or good kill streaks going, and to see that come up and still be under a million in silver for 3.5 million in damage was just
it's bad. Hey, what's up, Adrian?
I can't even say that it sucks. It's beyond sucks. This is a whole new level of sucking. So the fact that they're supposed to take a look at it, from my understanding, I hope that they do. I really, really hope that they do, because the morale of the community dropped really bad when that update came out, and people were expecting really good things. And you're right. We presented it a certain way to it was going to be, not the cream of the crop, but it was supposed to be a lot better than what we had. Okay, what we didn't predict, as you said, Chief, was, well, we're going to lower the amount of honor points you earn on this and you earn on that. So, yeah, you get more for honor, or getting more or we should be getting more. But the fact that it's now harder to earn the honor just takes the wind out of the sail, man.
Right. Now, a couple of things that I want to point out before before it sounds like we're just beating a dead horse, because I mean, I don't know if there's any viewers that are watching that think that the change has positively impacted their silver income. Let me know, because it's possible. I'm not in these lower leagues, so I don't know. I don't know what it's like in the lower leagues. Maybe it is better for you down there, but at least up in Champion, it is not good. But anyway, quick shout out, Adrian. Thank you for stopping by. And I see Lee in there too, AD. So
what's going on, Adrian?
All of you hanging out here. But before I make it sound like everything was negative with this change, let me first state, I think that the change itself is good, because it promotes people to diversify their hanger. It makes people, or doesn't make them, but it helps to convince people that it's good to play the objective, because I'm sure many of you that are watching right now have complained when you are losing and you've got that guy on your team that's only going for damage and he's standing right next to a beacon instead of standing on the beacon to actually turn it. It's frustrating when people just refuse to play, the objective in a match, and it ends up costing the entire team. So I think this change really is going to help as far as that goes. And the other thing that I want to point out is that it only took about 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer, before Pixonic actually publicly posted something about the issue that we're all experiencing and made their first adjustment. Okay. Now, had the community as a whole not, responded as strongly as we did, I think we would probably still be sitting here on that first iteration of the release here. But it was very unlike them to respond publicly about this quickly, anyway, and for them to actually make an adjustment. Was it enough? No, not even close. But at least they did something. So I'm willing to kind of give them the pass on that, because I know that in general, as a company, they really want their data, and it takes them a while to get their data. But at least, like I said, it was 24 hours or thereabouts, and they made the first adjustment. They did bump up. I think they put the honor earned from Master League back to what it was, and on Champions they bumped it up a little bit. Still not where it was, but they did bump it up. Ended up still not making much of a difference, but like I said, at least they did attempt something. And real quick here,
I'm glad. I'm really glad that they acknowledged it, and hopefully they make a few more changes to it, because it just needs to be better. Like I said, we don't want to beat a dead horse over again, and we don't want to try and stomp all over it. But it is what it is. It was bad. As far as for everything other than one particular mod. And I hope they don't go there and change it on that particular mod. Maybe they left something out and it should have been bad there as well. So I hope that doesn't come back and bite me in the ass. But let's see what they do. Let's kind of play it by ear and see what happens. Real quick, Robo Marley with the 10 bones, thank you very much. And also W Wood with the 10 bones. Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. See, I saw somebody in there asking a question to you. Can't find it now.
I saw one earlier. I was looking at it. I was kind of holding it. I kind of went forward. I believe it was somebody was asking me about the Terrans. Do we think the Terrans are going to come out with a firing mechanism that they had in one of the test servers? No, I don't. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they tested it out, see what kind of feedback they would get. I'm not sure what the damage would be like, but I really don't expect that we'll be seeing that particular firing rate on the Terrans. Would it be nice? Damn right it would. That would be sweet, all right? But is it going to happen? Highly unlikely.
Yeah. Now, kind of getting back a little bit to kind of the intent that is behind the changes that they're making. Now, apparently, part of the reason why they wanted to make the changes that they're making is because there were people exploiting the previous silver system. I don't know how all they were exploiting it, but they were exploiting it nonetheless, and that is one of the big reasons that kind of prompted them to make the change, aside from the fact that nobody that worked at Pixonic knew how the old silver system worked. So, it's good that they're trying to combat exploits, but the idea behind them also trying to promote a diversified hangar, I think a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, they just want to sell us the newer robots or something like that. I personally, in this instance anyway, I don't believe that that's the case. I think that they have much more to gain from people using a diversified hangar, instead of people running like 5 Ares or 5 Leech, or back in the day it was 5 Spectres or 5 Rhinos, so this I think will do that, but one major hang up, they're trying to promote the diversification, so like they want you to use a healer, right? Well, if that's the case, how come when I'm healing I get like 3 honor points for healing an ally? It's so frustrating. When you spend time, you're trying to do the right thing, you're diversifying your hangar, you've got that healer in there, and you're going and you're trying to heal your team, and you look at the scorecard afterwards, you're not getting any silver, and then you look at your honor, you're not getting much honor for it, even if you were in the top 3 for durability repaired. The actual healing of allies, you get like, I don't think I've ever gotten more than 10 honor points in that section, and now they've even added another one for healing specifically Titans. But what's the point if you're only going to get 1 honor point for doing it? So I think if they were to use the honor system to kind of really direct what they're wanting people to do, it would really help. So if they want people to use healers, give us a whole lot more honor points for doing the healing. If they want people to run beacon runners, give us more points for capping beacons instead of lowering the points for capping beacons. It just doesn't make any sense, because the one constant still is damage. You can still get the most honor from doing damage. That's the biggest chunk of honor that you get in the report, is doing damage. So lower that and increase the other ones that they want us to work on, and I don't think we'll really see too many people investing the time and resources it takes to diversify a hangar, unless they're going to be rewarded for doing it. I don't know if you...
I agree. I mean, they're going to put these categories in there. Now, I can understand you get honor for just dropping your Titan in the game, and that's going to be a very low amount of honor. That's fine, because all you did was drop your Titan into the game. So you're going to get a little handful of silver for that, cool. But when you're asking a player to diversify his hanger and add a particular style of bot in there, and then the results for that is very very low, that's demoralizing. It makes you not want to run it. But that's the case. You're better off running all brawlers and going after damage like you were before, because that's where the majority of the silver is. So I mean, they got to tweak these numbers and make them a lot better than what they are right now.
Yeah, and hopefully that's something that they'll adjust, because I know I don't understand coding. I don't do coding, but hopefully it's something that they're willing to at least look at and maybe make some adjustments to along the way. Real quick, looks like somebody dropped a tip in. I might have missed it about 10 minutes ago. Just says from 50 $2 tip. Thank you, Chief and Eddie, for keeping it real and addressing the silver payout to the or for the War Robots community. You're welcome.
I didn't see that donation come in. I just reading the comment right now. Dropped a $50 donation. I just didn't see it if it came in through super chat. So
no, it came. There was I don't know if it's the same one from Kemi. It says that the person that it's from was 50, so maybe they mistyped it, but it was $2 tip. So I don't know if it's the same one, because sometimes
okay.
The tip can be a little bit delayed. Sometimes it comes through. But,
no, I'm reading Kimberly's comments, where she stated, "I donated $50 to you guys. Thank you for adding silver pay." Okay, so might want to keep an eye out for that, because I didn't see it post through.
Yeah, I didn't. But anyway, no problem, Kimmy and anybody else. And one thing that you all can do, because I mean, realistically, Eddie and myself, we don't really have any more sway over Pixonic than all of you. And sometimes, or with any change, we know that they collect data, but it's just raw numbers. It's actually data, but they don't necessarily always know how these changes affect you as a player. So one thing that you can all do is take the time and submit a ticket or a contact through the in-game help section. You can just give your feedback to them directly on any change that happens in the game. Whatever your opinion is, take advantage of that, because not every game out there even has that available for you to do.
Yeah, that's true. You go to the help and you open up that ticket, give your feedback. That is part of the data they collect. Now, Chief, myself, Adrian, AD, Lee, we do go into the Discord, and we do present your feedback and the feedback that we get from you guys. We do go share a lot of that with them. Okay, but by you sharing, by you opening that ticket is just another form of data that they can collect. And if you're unhappy with something, go there and make your complaint. Make it respectable, guys. Don't go there and you throw F-bombs and all horrible stuff. Don't make it toxic. But just let them know what you're dissatisfied with in the game. If it's a silver payout, let them know it's a silver payout. If it's the matchmaking, state it as such. So that's a really good information there, Chief.
Right. And the same thing goes for, I've seen a couple of comments already in here talking about, like the maxed out Ao Mings and the energy weapons and the Titan weapons being, too strong. Give feedback to them about that too. If they have enough people that they're hearing from, especially through an official channel like that, they're going to have to take steps. They can't just ignore it. Not saying that they do just ignore it, but they do monitor some of the various Facebook groups. They do monitor Reddit. They monitor some of the YouTube channels. But it's hard for them to try and pick through all of that social media, whereas the in-game system allows you to just directly send a message to them. And all of those do get read, especially if you're just giving feedback. They actually do read them all. So you want to make sure to, like I said, take advantage of that. Let them know because I know, Max, the lead developer, the big boss guy, he said, 2 dev streams ago, maybe, or maybe it was the dev stream before last. He said that they made the adjustment to the Titan bar, and it should be harder to drop a Titan in a match. We all, as a collective, need to let him and the rest of the developers know that there has been zero change on that, because, as you all know, you can still drop a Titan 2 minutes into a match without even trying. And that's what they're trying to prevent from happening. So, it's, we all enjoy playing this game, but we all kind of need to take a little bit of ownership to it, as far as when there's something good, hey, write them a message and let them know, hey, I really like how you included prizes past level 80 on the last operation. Or if things are not good, let them know what it is, but without kind of being a jerk, like Eddie was saying, don't be toxic. Don't drop a bunch of F-bombs, because the person that initially reads it is just a low-level employee that, they can't make a change, so there's no reason to take it out on them.
I mean, yeah, if you put yourself in their position and you got a comment coming in and it's full of toxic stuff, are you going to take the time to finish reading that entire comment from the start to the finish when you were getting cussed out right at the beginning? No, so keep it respectful, guys. I mean, we're majority of us here are adults. Let's conduct ourselves in that manner.
Yeah, and if you guys, like Adrian was just saying, if keep it respectful and constructive, and being constructive. Also, if you have recommendations for them, who knows? Maybe you have the right idea, something that they haven't thought of, something that we haven't thought of. Share your idea with them. Say, hey, I don't like this. Maybe if you made this adjustment, it would be helpful, because from their standpoint, they're looking at a much bigger picture than we are. We're just looking at one little piece and we're saying, okay, this one thing is totally messed up. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind when you're giving feedback for anything. I'll always try to be constructive, and if you have a recommendation, that's the time to give it to them, because not everybody can think of everything.
Yeah, so I mean, we've covered that pretty good. They know about the silver, guys. I mean, we've been harping on it since the time that they released it. They are aware of it, so we'll see what they do with it from there. But when the community speaks out in one solid voice, that they are going to collect that information, and they did almost, within the week, we're already talking about making changes. And they did say when they first released the honor system, Silver for Honor, they were going to drop it, see how it performed, and then they may have to make adjustments, buff or nerf style. Okay, well, I think we need to definitely go in the buff direction, because it's just not supposed to be where it's at. Okay, Chief, real quick, take a look at Kimmy's comment. Send me the link again. I'm not sure how 2 turned from 2 through 50. So just be careful, Kimmy. Go back and check it. Make sure that it wasn't a 50 and you end up doing a double donation, and don't get things all crossed up in there.
Yeah, it might have been. If that was Kimmy, then it very well, because I think there's a place in there to type the name of who it's from, and that's what says 50. So I'm thinking that maybe it was you might have just go back and check, because I'd hate to have you get charged twice. So just be careful on that. Anyway, I mean, the link will come back up, or you can check links in the description, but it's also not needed. But thank you anyway. Let's see. I see a couple people too. When we're talking about giving feedback, talking about the in-game help system kind of sucks. Yes, it does, and I can 100% attest to that. Having gone through it myself, when I got kind of put into LPQ for zero reason whatsoever, it was some kind of a bug on stream, so I knew I didn't do anything wrong, and my message went to them, and basically they came back and said, try it again. I said, okay, it didn't fix it. And then they said, okay, well, too bad, sorry, case closed. So yeah, depending on who you talk to, you might get somebody. That's why, you know, when you're giving feedback, you know, you don't need a response back from them. Just let them know, hey, this is going on, this is good, this is bad. You know, give them your feedback. And hopefully if you do have an actual problem that you need their help with, I know in the past other people have had really, really good success dealing with them. But you know, it's just like anything else in customer service. You know, you might get somebody good and you might get somebody that's not so good. But you know, you shouldn't let that stop you from giving the feedback. Let me see. I'm gonna try and scroll back here in some of the chat. I know we've kind of missed quite a bit here. But you know,
Z3K101. Hey, Alex, if you tell me how to become a member. I'm not sure what you mean by a member, Z3. Specify. I mean, clarify that up a little bit. I got a question in there. Okay, we'll go ahead and answer this real quick. Just came across a question asking about Foggy. Foggy decided to walk away from the game, walk away from YouTubing. Foggy wants to focus on his family and whatever he's got going on in real life. You know, hate to see him go. Very sad to see him go. But I respect the man's decision. You know, and as far as the reasons why or what, that honestly, that's none of our business. You know, the man has his own reasons for stepping away. So I wouldn't try and pry into it. So. You know, got a lot of love for Foggy. He's been around for a long time, was an influence for a long time. Definitely gonna miss him, and hopefully, maybe one day he'll decide, you know what, I want to get back into it again. And he'll come out and hang out with us for a little while. But yeah, whatever his reasons were, those are his reasons for stepping away, and we'll respect that.
Yep, and I'll echo what you said. Hell of a nice guy. You know, wish him the very best in whatever it is that he decides to move on to. But it's his decision, and you know, it is what it is. And you know, for the viewers that are going to miss out on him, you know, sorry for that. But you know, sometimes things in life just come up and change is needed. So you know, we'll just respect that, and like I said, wish him the very best. Let's see, a couple of people here saying,
talking going through the comments trying to find questions.
Talking about the honor system still. I think Hang Lei was mentioning how the honor system is not enough for a high champion league player to get, you know, even 2,500 plus each game, which is usually the top 3 players. He gets 500k silver with premium, means he needs to play 50 games just to level up a level 9 shredder. And that brings up a good point. You know, while they did make some adjustments to some of the tasks and things that required honor points, they have not made any adjustments to the things that require silver. And you know, another thing that was mentioned there as well is talking about the top 3. I'm sure that somebody over there knows this, but maybe not all of them understand that even though there's, you know, 20 different ways, and that's just an estimate, it might be 15, I don't know, however many different ways there is to earn honor, most of them only actually reward honor for the top 3. So if you're not in the top 3, you don't get anything. And that makes it really difficult for somebody that, you know, gets thrown into a match that might be a little under geared for who they're going against. And it makes it really difficult for them to compete for those top 3 spots, since matchmaking really is not that great. So, you know, maybe Pixonic kind of needs a reminder for that as well. You know, that if they're going to reward honor points and silver based strictly on honor points, they need to give honor from first place all the way down to sixth place, because even if that bottom guy, and I saw this happen, that bottom guy is still fighting and putting up a good fight, still doing healing, still getting beacons, and quite often they're just down there at the very bottom, and there's no reason why they should only get 200,000 silver. And as far as the VIP, the premium, I mean, it's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even really want to comment on the whole VIP thing, because I don't want people to take it out of context. But it needs improved, and if you're only getting very little silver, it's kind of going to be up to you if you want to continue with VIP or not. If it's still worth it to you. It's got to be your personal choice. Now, I will say that I have seen a lot of people in various communities in War Robots already trying to promote boycotts and different things like that. That's not the way to send a message to Pixonic. Pixonic doesn't listen to that. They don't care about it, and none of them have ever worked in the past. So I don't recommend doing that. Really be respectful. Give them your feedback. I'm not going to tell you to spend money. Spend money, don't spend money. I really don't care what you do. But, make whatever personal decision is right for you without pressuring other players.
Adrian Chong, I wonder if there was an ad they had increased silver, but that ad only available if you were in a game that was like 8 minutes or so. Adrian, I've actually had games that were much shorter than that, running in free for all, where maybe the match went 5 minutes. People even bailed out of the match, early, and then the guys that were there just decided to hang it up since there wasn't enough people competing. Maybe we were down to the last three really, really quick, and the guys just, the hell with it. Everybody decided to move on to the next game. And maybe the video ad came up as, I don't know, a courtesy. I don't know, because we were given the opportunity to compete. But I have seen that ad come up on solo play pretty often. Now, it wasn't coming out very much at the start of this silver update, okay? But they have been coming out pretty regularly now. Both in it doesn't matter what mod I'm playing solo, they have been popping up.
Now, what did you say the name of the next operation is going to be?
I heard something, and I'm not 100% accurate, so there's not really a stone on this one, okay? But it was something as to the fact of Iron Phoenix or Dark Phoenix or something with the word Phoenix. It might have been Iron Phoenix. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm just going to stir the pot a little bit here. But you know how Warlock kind of came out of game retirement? What if what they're saying is Phoenix is coming back to War Robots?
Oh, God. But see, let's not go there, man. Don't take me there.
I had to.
Oh, don't do that. Okay. I just made the hair stand up on the back of my head there for a minute. All right. Next topic. What are we talking about next?
Well, that's most of the topics that we've been kind of covering. Unless you have any other insights for the.
No, that was pretty much the theme. But of course, I heard that randomly, so I have no idea. How much credibility there is in that. I caught that on one of the Discords, and somebody threw the name out, and they were talking about the different things, and then they ended up talking about the Ivy Ravana, and they were talking about the Blitz. So, I mean, they had some knowledge already as to what was going to be happening in the operations. The only thing that I caught out of everything was there's going to be platinum available in the operations, and, in the upcoming event, the next event, which should be the anniversary event, we should be seeing platinum there as well. So we're looking at two different new areas where we could, get our greedy little hands on some extra platinum.
Yeah, and that's going to be a welcome thing, especially with a new Titan coming out, new weapons coming out for Titans, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be needing some line. Most people need need platinum now, so they're definitely going to need it when there's new Titans and Titan weapons coming out.
Okay, let's see here. Hey, Eddie, Chief, what about a set amount of silver for how you place? First place, second place. I don't know, Chief. What do you think about that?
Well,
you can comment on that one also. I want to hear your thoughts on that. What about a set amount of silver for where you place in the match 1 through 6?
I think that would be okay, personally. But once again, going back to if they're going to base it, rank people based on the honor points that they earned, they need to award honor points for places 1 through 6, because giving it to only the top 3 in some of the categories isn't really fair to those down below. I mean, especially those that are in a full squad. I don't know how many of you were watching Adrian's stream before the podcast tonight, but I mean, it was actually kind of entertaining. They were all running Nightingales, and I'll tell you what, if you thought that an Ares train was brutal, ooh, wait till they drop 6 Nightingales on you at the same time, because
and nerf you halfway.
Yeah,
nerf you straight through 5 minutes of the game.
it was actually very effective, a lot more effective than I thought it would be. But I mean, guys in a full squad like that, somebody's got to be number 1 and somebody's gonna be number 6. And it doesn't mean that any one necessarily put in more work than the other. It's just there's so many different variables that can go into awarding honor. But I think it would be a lot more fair if they did actually award honor for every category, no matter where you placed. That might even be at least a partial solution to helping to boost some of these honor numbers up from where they are right now. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I think I think I would be happy with, compared to what it is now, I would be happy with a set amount of silver. First place is like
or some kind of silver bonus for placing, in the top 3 of a category, or top 3 of the team. I don't know. Because like Chief said, I mean, if you're out there and you're playing a support healing bot, your honor's not going to be all that. But even though you did a very good job as to working it towards the team win, you're not going to collect a lot. So I don't know. There's just so many different areas that the new system needs to work on.
Oh,
real quick, Kine with a 10 bones. Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, thanks, Kine. Let's see, AD Gaming. I have no idea how many minutes back in chat I am, by the way, but I am still behind on chat. So, AD Gaming mentioned something about seeing somebody that did 7 million silver with honor boosters in one match, and that is something that I tried as I could to get that question answered on the last dev stream, but no matter how many times I posted that same question, either Tofsla just never saw the 100 times I posted it, or he couldn't answer it. But I wanted to know if that, now that silver is directly tied to honor, will Pixonic stop selling honor boosters for cash? Because they told us 6 months ago at least that they were removing honor boosters from the game, and they did. They removed all honor boosters from the game as far as getting them for free, and you can only purchase them for real money now. And that is a big problem now that honor booster or honor is directly tied to your silver payout, because if you're running an honor booster and you're running a silver booster, you're looking for a pretty big payday. And I've seen quite a few posts too, people pulling 5, 6, 7 million silver from one match. So, Pixo, if you're listening, can you answer that for us?
Now, I can answer that for you, Chief. They had said it back in one of their podcasts that honor boosters were going to be getting removed from the game. They were going to slowly move away, and then they were going to pull them out of the booster pack that you would purchase in the store. So this last one that we had, where the booster packs came out, there was an additional maybe 5 of the silver. Okay, but there were no honor boosters in that particular pack.
Which I don't know how long ago you're talking to, but I know I had one for sale maybe 5 days ago that had honor boosters in it.
Okay, mine did not have any honor boosters in it. It only had an extra chunk of silver boosters.
Yeah, there was 2 for sale. There was one, the cheaper one, which usually doesn't have honor boosters in it, and has just more silver boosters. And then there was the more expensive one, I think $20 one, or $25 one, and it had honor boosters in it.
Yeah, I mean, I still have about 70 of my honor boosters there. They're there, they're piled up. They had that triple honor weekend that one time, and I just kind of holding on to them in case we ever have a triple honor weekend again. But I could definitely test it out and run one honor with the silver, and just add a video ad hopefully, and see what kind of silver you could produce with all of that.
I saw what you were getting in free for all with just a silver booster. You throw an honor booster on top of that, you're gonna have some big paydays. But they told us literally 6 months ago that they were going to literally pull them out of the game. They would not be available anymore. That's what they told us, flat out. They told us that. And since then, they've continued selling them repeatedly. And now it's going to have a very dramatic impact because by this time, had they not been selling them, nobody would have them. And it wouldn't be an issue. But lots of people still have them because they've been buying them the whole time. Adrian was talking about maybe with the pandemic, Pixonic will slow down with the updates. It'd be good for the game. They can spend some time to fix all the bugs. I would agree with that. I think if they slowed down with some of the updates and the new content and just kind of focused on what we had, it would be very good for the game. I think it would give most players an opportunity to actually kind of catch up. I'd say probably 75-80%, if not more, of the players are always in that cycle of they're chasing a meta and never even quite get there before it changes. So I think it would be good for them to kind of take a little bit of a break. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely down for a slower pace. Now, I mean, it is slower than what we had before that one year where we were just getting new bots and new weapons every 3 months.
It was like, yeah, I mean, it was bad.
they have slowed it down, and that's a good thing. And if they were to slow it down just a little bit more, that would be a great thing. I mean, if we were getting, an update, every 4 months or every 3 months, something to look forward to, versus we know something's already coming down the pipe, and we haven't even got the weapons or the bots from the last 2 updates. So there's a lot of people that fall into that category. Give people a chance to acquire those things, give them a chance to enjoy what they have before you bring something brand new out and shove it down everybody's throat as the latest and greatest.
Yeah, I was seeing God of War was mentioning that He was offered honor boosters a couple weeks ago. So
Adrian, I'm fine with an update every 6 months. Hell yeah, Adrian. That's what I'm talking about. Give us 2 a year.
yeah, it would be nice to actually have time to finish leveling something up, which wouldn't be too big of a deal if the silver economy was a little more generous.
Better. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't upgraded anything
I think we need to take the economy out of the test server and then implement that into the live server.
Oh, that would be great.
Wouldn't it?
I mean, if I'm pulling 4 million silver a match on the test server with level 8 gear, imagine what we'd be getting with maxed out stuff on the live server.
Hold on, Momo. I'm sorry, man. If it came across like that, I apologize. It said, "Hi, Islander. You made me think that good old Foggy had died in your latest video. I apologize if it came across like that in any way, shape, or form. No, it was just a video, to say goodbye to a friend and show a little love in case he came across the video, to let him know that he made a lot of friends over here and we still think about him. So if it came across wrong, my sincere apology. Absolutely no way that I would want it to come across like that.
Oh, Z3K101. He said his question about how he becomes a member is how he becomes. He sees the latest member listing on my YouTube channel. That's YouTube channels. You can become a member where you sponsor that channel through like a monthly donation. You can join a channel's membership by clicking the join button that you see. I don't know if it's on all mobile devices. I know it's at least on desktop, but it's near the subscriber or subscribe button for most channels. But that's how you become a member. Has anyone tried the Aojun Yang pilot that has anti-stealth on another robot to see if the anti-stealth still works?
Can you hear me, Chief? I think I got cut off from Discord.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right. I was just talking away.
Oh, my bad.
No
I don't know, criminal gaming. I'm not sure what your question is. Asking if anybody has tried the Aojun Yang pilot that has anti-stealth on another robot to see if the anti-stealth still works.
No, it does not. It's specifically for that bot, but if you want me to, I can test it out on something else, but I don't believe it's going to work.
Yeah, no, it's all of those legendary pilot skills that are tied to a specific robot. They don't work on any other robot, which can confuse people when they look at somebody's hangar and they're running like the Aojun legendary pilot on an Ares, and it doesn't make any sense. But some people, I can't answer why everybody does it, but I know some people will sometimes put one of those pilots on a different robot just to level it up to get that pilot XP, because they might be upgrading the robot it's meant for in the background and it's not quite ready to go into the hangar, and they want to make sure that they have a leveled up pilot. It's kind of a smart way of doing it, but
Oh, Adrian, that'd be awesome. One suggestion Adrian had a while back was to make a silver weekend. Just lost something. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Basically, every weekend, players can make more silver, and it's boosted maybe times 3 or something. That would be awesome. Lone Spanker Foggy has a COD mobile channel. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Lone, if you could hit me up with a message later on Messenger, shoot me a link to that.
Yeah, I don't know what I would like more. A silver bonus weekend or a cheaper upgrade weekend. I think they kind of even each other
How
out, don't
about
they?
how about both?
I'd be happy
How
with
about
both.
both? We could definitely handle both. I mean, you're on an overdrive weekend, and then later on you have an overdrive silver weekend. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's no reason why they could not implement something like that into the game.
Momo was asking if the Kitty bot pilot, the Kitty pilot that was on the test server, will be coming to the game, and the answer to that is no. They did that just kind of as a special thing for Kitty, similar to how they made a stand pilot a while back for the test server. Yeah, it's not actually going to be coming to the game. That was just kind of a special thing they did for Kitty because of the because it came up on the dev stream that Kitty was on. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, they didn't want to name the Raven pilot after Lottie Rose because they don't want to use real names on pilots in the game. Makes you wonder what Adrian's real name is.
All right, Adrian, give it up, brother. What's your real name? We got you in the live chat. So, inquiring minds want to know.
His real name is Nancy. James Watson mentioning something, and another thing that he's been asking about for lower league players is that they need gold. That's
well, lower league, higher league, everybody needs gold there.
Yeah, well, I could see some need. Well, in the lower leagues, you probably don't deal with it quite as much because depending on how low of a league you're talking about, primarily when people first start off with the game, they think that gold is usually used to buy the gold bots. But what you generally will find out after you've played for a while is that it's kind of a waste to spend gold on the gold bots because they aren't really as strong as they once were when they were first released. So you're better off just saving that gold and investing it into your pilots. And at that point, you're kind of in the same in the same spot as the rest of us. It doesn't matter your league. You always need more gold to upgrade your pilots.
Betty White. Good one, Adrian.
The more I think about that whole Silver Weekend thing, if they did it on a regular basis, I bet their play numbers would go through the roof.
Yeah. Yep. You're definitely going to have a lot of people grinding it during that particular weekend. What do you say, Mix? How much grinding would you do during that weekend?
Francisco was asking, is it better to build 60 components at a time or 140 components at a time? That's an easy answer, and it's been backwards ever since it came out. It's actually cheaper and more efficient to build 60 components at a time.
Yes, sir.
You would think that it would be cheaper to build the larger group because it takes longer, but it's actually the opposite. It's cheaper and faster for the 60.
Yeah, in this game, brother, do not buy in bulk. All right, you buy the dailies one at a time, and you'll actually save yourself a little bit of silver and a little bit of time.
All right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered all of the topics, but if anybody has any last-minute opinions, questions, whatever the case may be, feel free to drop them in here now. But I think we're going to go ahead and look at wrapping this one up. Y'all are laughing because I said that Adrian's real name was Nancy. It's not really that funny. My older brother, his middle name is Hillary.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
He must have gone to school.
Well, he just didn't tell anybody his middle name at school. But but yeah, it can happen. Kiara says, I always ask this question in the dev stream. Are they going to make changes to component conversion system? It's too expensive and not worth it to convert anything. You are 100% correct on that, and we were asking that question the day that the conversions were released to the live server. So I think I cannot answer definitively that they will never change it, but I could tell you that it's never been changed up to this point and is unlikely to ever be changed. I would, it's really not worth it to do the conversions on the components in the workshop. If you need only like 100 and you don't want to wait a whole nother day, or actually more than 100, because there is a minimum cost. Even if you convert just one component, there's a minimum cost. So do whatever the minimum is, but nothing more than that, because then it just gets ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if you're shy 200 or 300 components and you want to finish off a particular build and you want to do it right then and there, then yeah, you can go ahead and do that. But otherwise, stay away from the conversions. It's a really bad deal for the players.
Robbie says, lower Titan defense mitigation. I'm right there with you, man. Right there with you. Half Pint is asking Islander, what can we do about squad play in free-for-all?
If you're talking about teaming up, there's absolutely nothing you can do. It is what it is. That they have said before that. It is a free for all. You call it cheating? I guess you can call it cheating if you wanted to, because you're being teamed up on. But players can decide if they want to team up or not. There's nothing that's ever been done to stop it. So all you can, when I get two people, even up to three people teaming up on me, I just generally accept the challenge and try to fight through it, and I laugh and I make my comments, and if I get killed, yeah, it took three of y'all to kill me, and punks and all that good stuff. Just fight through it and move on to the next game. But there's really nothing you can do when you get teamed up on. It doesn't happen every single game, but yeah, it does happen.
Yeah, it's not very good sportsmanship, but it's technically not against the rules or cheating. The same thing as in free-for-all when somebody decides to destroy their robot instead of letting you finish kill them. So it's kind of crappy to do, but it's technically not against the rules. So
yeah. So try to fight through it. Take it as a learning experience. Every time I get teamed up on, I'm not gonna lie, I rather enjoy it. It actually creates a totally different scenario for me for having to fight off two or three people at one time. So from my angle, bring it on. Bring it on. Come at me, bro.
Wolf was asking, is it a bug where sometimes you can't drop in a bot? I lose games because He loses beacons from this. You know, that is a common, well, I don't know, I can't necessarily say common because that's subjective, but it is a bug. And you know, where you go to you select a beacon and you go to drop in your robot, and then it just doesn't let you actually select a robot to drop in. Best thing to do is just go up to the icon on the upper right quarter, like the settings or whatever it's called in game, the one that you can use to change robots, and then just click there and reselect. By that time, you probably lost the beacon, but that's really all you can do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Kind. Islander pilot would drive a pursuer. You damn right he would. You know what? I even have my own special skills. So you know what? The Islander pilot would carry a radar jammer for the pursuer. So your quantum radars could not see me. How about that? How about that? Pile of cheese right there.
Well,
Are you there, Chief?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think that I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. I appreciate
American Boss
everybody.
had a comment that his ability would be 5 times extra silver and gold on his pilot. I'll take that. I would use your pilot in every bot.
But I think we're going to go ahead and look at wrapping it up. You know, I appreciate everybody that stopped by and hung out with us. Anybody that asked questions and participated, it's very much appreciated. While y'all are still here, don't forget to drop a like on the video. And for those of you that are not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe, damn it. And same thing to Islander's channel. There's a link in the description. Click on it, go over there, hit subscribe. It's pretty simple. And then you can actually, you know, legitimately put in for some of those atomizers we're trying to give away. But anyway, yeah, so seriously, always a pleasure to do these podcasts with all of you. And once again, you know, it's here for you. This is your platform. I'm sure that Pixonic does go through and watch some of these. So, you know, more participation, the better from all of you, so we can make this community and the game just that much better. But hopefully you all stay safe, keep doing your social distancing, so y'all don't get sick and die on us, because that would suck. Even if I don't know you, that would suck. So just stay safe, stay healthy.
Absolutely, guys. We thank you. You guys come out here every single Sunday and you support this podcast, and we greatly appreciate you having you here. You know, it's not about Chief, it's not about me, it's about you guys out there showing us the love, and we enjoy having you every single Sunday, and we look forward to more Sundays with you. So, like Chief said, maintain your social distancing, keep yourself indoors as much as possible, play a game, whether it's War Robots or something else, to keep yourself as far away from everybody else as you possibly can, and we look forward to seeing you again. Real quick, Roger A.M. Kai, thank you for those donations, brother. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Chief out, guys. Stay safe.